I'm not happy with the sentencing because I'm not happy with the makeup of the jury.
Donald Trump took a jab at Stephen A. Smith on his Truth Social site following his return from Madison Square Garden on Wednesday.
None of whom happen to be black. I don't believe that's being judged by a jury of your peers.
I'm very excited. Max Kellerman, that's right. I'm very excited.
The U.S. president shared his thoughts on the First Take host in a brutal post. Trump's went after Smith after the analyst challenged him to a debate on Tuesday's episode of ESPN's First Take. Stephen A. Smith is an arrogant fool, a low IQ individual. In other words, he's dumb as a rock and totally unqualified to ever think of running for high political office, or even low political office for that matter, he wrote. He'd get annihilated in a debate by the most incompetent of politicians. Joe Biden's now fabled performance would look great by comparison to anything that this loudmouth huckster has to offer, which isn't much. Within a few weeks, they'd laugh him out of politics.
You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
Stephen A. Smith had expressed his desire to enter politics in multiple interviews in late 2025 to early 2026. However, on the March 10th episode of the Hangout with Sean Hannity podcast, he cleared the air on his presidential aspirations. I don't think I'm running either because I've got to give up my money, he said. Let me put the presidential aspirations to bed. If I have to give up my money, it's not happening. Smith earns about $40 million every year. He has a $21 million a year deal with ESPN and a $12 million a year deal with SiriusXM. According to the New York Post, the First Take host's YouTube channel and podcast bring in the rest of the money.
It's factually correct. Stephen A. Smith doubles down on narcissistic claim on Donald Trump on Monday. Stephen A. Smith called out Donald Trump on Tuesday's episode of his YouTube podcast. He blamed Trump for the Knicks' 111-115 loss to the Spurs in Game 3 of the NBA Finals on Monday. To see them in this position and to disrupt the momentum they've built, I called narcissistic and selfish, Smith said, timestamp 3:. Why would I do such a thing? Because it's Donald Trump, that's why. Because it's factually correct, that's why. Because he had no business at the game. The First Take host made his comments in response to Donald Trump's comments on him during an interview following New York's loss. A reporter had asked the president for his thoughts on Smith. I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president, he said. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually. Smith has yet to respond to Trump's latest statement on his Truth Social site.